Can you give some advice on line and inking? Honestly, my first advice would be to use as less lines as possible to make long lines. And after you master that skill, then you can adjust it, improvise, adapt, overcome, and draw long-ish lines, but like they're actually multiple lines, but you can't really tell they're multiple lines, kind of. Yeah. So basically, like, people start off doing like stuff like this, like, you know, they use like smaller lines and, you know, for one line, like they use very small lines, ends up looking really messy. But get used to drawing, you know, slightly longer lines. With a little more confidence. And then, like, when you draw long lines, you would, like, when you start off doing, like, small lines like this, it ends up being messy. So, you know, you have trouble, you know, drawing really long, consistent lines, right? Practice doing longer strokes. You don't even have to do actual line art. You can just, you know, do this over and over again. And then you can do curves. Or you can, like, trace over, like, circles and stuff, and, like, squares. And practice the lines. And then once you get a little more comfortable with the lines, like, for me, when I draw really long things, I don't do it all at once. I do it in multiple strokes, like this. But it still looks like one... I did this in 3 strokes, but it still looks like one line, right? So, once you get more confidence in your lines, you can also adapt it so that, you know, it looks like you've done it in 1 stroke. But it's actually not. So you don't have to press undo so many times. Yeah. And like once you're a lot more confident with your lines, you can play around with different line weights. Like if you want to make something stand out more, you would use a slightly thicker line. When lines join together, you would, you know, fill in it a little bit like here. Give it a sense of weight. Yeah. That's the kind of lines I like to do, but I know different artists like to use different types of lines. Especially for me, it's a lot more efficient if I like close all my lines and make it really solid, I guess. But I know some people just like to do really like rough lines. They're not even like closed, but they also have really fluidity to it. So, Papa Paco called me in. Yeah. Paco dai senpai sensei. Yeah. Papa Kaku, tami desu. Yeah, let's see how this is looking. All right, the moment of truth. You know, sometimes like, you know, there's a meme where like people like draw like the sketch. Yeah, they have like the sketch. They're like, it like looks real good. And they did the line art, and they turn off the sketch layer, and it's just like. That meme. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that. When that happens, what I usually do is actually lower the opacity of the rough a lot more. So that I can see the liner a lot more prominently. Yeah. So that when you're actually working on it, you can see the liner a lot better.